Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome back to another round. I'm here joined with my girl, El Cid, and we are here to talk about Love is Blind episodes 5 and 6. Baby, Mexico has never been the same. What's your initial thoughts on this episode? Well, on episode 5.
My initial thoughts on 5 is people pretty much fell into where I thought. Couples, pretty much haven't shown me too much new, just some more nuance to explain what's going on.
Yeah. I thought to myself, I hope that these people go forward in the real world learn how to ask real valuable questions to that pertain to what they need in a partner and in life. Because just sitting there seeing some of these interactions, I was just like, y'all wasn't talking like y'all need to talk in them pods. Some of y'all was just ready for the hot and heavy pound town and the rocks of it all. And the other ones were just quiet and while the other one over talked. But yeah, so if you guys are new here, we love to have a good time. Just gonna tell y'all that we're gonna clown. We might deviate a couple of times, but we'll circle back. That's the whole point of having another round because we have to start all over from where we stopped. Okay, we'll have 360 conversations here on this platform. We like to look at all angles, all sides. Sometimes one of us has a little skew side, that'll be me, and it might stay there for a little while, but I can be my eyes can be open to more. Okay, so if you are in the comments, please feel free to give us your perspective on anything we are talking about or saying. And if you're watching this on the replay, let us know in the comments how you feel about what we have said or anything. And please do me a favor, do a solid so the algorithm can get us all up in here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and if you haven't hit that notification bell, please do so you'll be here and know when I go live randomly from my car from time to time or anywhere else. With that said, let's get into it. So let's get the elephant out the room. And we're gonna start off how the episode pretty much start off with the couple that's gonna be missing in the action for the rest of this conversation. So we get them out the room. That it will be Uche and Aaliyah. If gaslighting had a couple, I think these two would be it. It was for me, it was manipulation 101 meets manipulation 201. Now y'all can figure out who's in what class, but for me, Uche is definitely more advanced than Aaliyah is. How you feel about these two?
I agree with you. Uche's tone. He was very much confused with the guys, and then he got on that phone to talk to her, and it's like, I understand what he's trying to say. He's saying, you should fight for us. You should really be fighting for us. If you're going to be my wife, then you're going to have to fight for us. Because that puts me in mind as to what other battles you going to have in your real life. But that just was just in my mind. But then she was another class. Cry, Uche. Get mad.
Is it a cry though?
Cry, get mad, then sniffle, and then repeat. That was Aaliyah. Cry, and then don't say that, and then I'm sorry you feel that way. She was just like that. I mean, oh my gosh. I was just listening to her, and I wish I saw her because she was giving me the gentleman that put eye drops in his eyes. It was giving that to me. I was like, okay, what character will we see?
If Disney needs a voiceover for crying, y'all need to call Aaliyah because Aaliyah got it down. She's like, No, Shay, just wait a second, okay? Don't. I was like, girl, are you actually crying this time? Or are we just giving the voice? You came on the phone with the voice, like, Shay, yeah. I was like, girl, what are we crying for? He ain't even said nothing yet. Like, what is happening?
Funny you said that. I had a Disney shirt I was gonna wear on this live. And I said, no, we can't put Disney in this mess. Aaliyah, oh my gosh. I'm not sure, again, like you said, who's the college level. I feel like she is definitely doing some acting, and he is definitely trying to I guess break down some walls or wade in the water of them tears.
Yeah, I didn't get Uche's angle. It was about me, and you already know I'm not gonna go there because I can't diagnose people. But that's a strong trait when we always have to really back to what about me? What about me? And I'm just like, bro, do you not understand what she is saying right now? She's stuck in a house with your ex unknowingly who keeps befriending her. And not only that, every time she comes around, she's talking about you, especially now that she knows that I know your secret. Mentally, I'm stuck in a room with the enemy. Before I have a lawsuit on my hand, I have to get out of here. And that's basically what she said. She said, I had to protect myself. Whatever was said between these two ladies, whatever that case may be, Aaliyah, I feel like made the right decision in the moment. Yes, she could have probably wrote a letter. She could have probably did all this, that, and the third. But at that time, if I'm getting into it with a female that you used to deal with, and I'm not really in something with you, I know we like to keep saying I love you to each other, all this like that, like, yeah, just like them tears that didn't exist for her. I don't think the I love you was so strong for her either. For me to sit there and sit there, like he keeps saying, one more day, hoping and praying that you propose and I don't have to knock her out. Like, imagine if she came back to that room, proposed, and how Lydia was already acting towards her, like single white female towards her already. I would not be able to sleep.
I'm a little different. I could ignore people. I could sit there next to an ex and ignore them. Totally.
I could do that.
But again, she is developing something for this man she's never seen, and she's expected to give unconditional loyalty or some form of loyalty to this man she's never seen. And, we usually tell people we do judge you by your exes. We do judge you by your exes. So if I'm looking at Lydia, but I've never seen you, I'm judging you based off of her. And it'll be like, this man was just with this woman. Is he doing a copy paste with me since she's saying we're so much alike?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it really about me? But it puts me to mind for her. She said there wasn't enough time to leave you a letter. There wasn't enough time to leave you a note. But you left on your own time. Did she leave that ex the same way?
I was thinking that too. I was thinking that the same way. We know she's a runner because she done ran out the room a couple of times or whatnot. I also did think, did the altercation between her and Lydia get a little bit more deeper why she left in such a rush, almost to the point where production had to step in and be like, hey, we need to get you up out of here. Somebody need to be separated or whatnot. Because like I can ignore you, but when you're constantly coming in my face, and Lydia gives that personality, like she's not going to just let you ignore her. She has to be in your face, in your space all the time. Like, sis, I'm not trying to be your friend right now. Leave me alone. Like, I wish we never was legs wrapped around each other in the first place. Like, move. It's a bit much. And I'm trying to put myself in what all the possibilities that could have happened in that moment. But one of them would not be trying to tell Uche, oh yes, your ex want to be all up in my face, so I'm about to pop her in a letter. No, okay, that'd be the last thing. Just remove me from this situation, and me and him have to talk. But the way he reacted for me would have let me know all he needed to know. It wouldn't have been when she sat there and was like, well, I guess we don't need to talk no more. And he reflected, well, I guess we don't. That phone would have been hung up real quick. Click. I'm at home, bro. Like, these cameras ain't on me no more. I'm about to call my ex and see what's good.
And he was like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. I don't want to see her. It sounded middle school.
No,
it sounded middle school.
It was this. I don't want to know her number. You just stared at the phone and memorized the number, talking about I don't want to know the number.
But it's surprising to me how they can be Lydia and Aaliyah snuggle buddies one episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other episode, we're having a fight behind scenes where production is probably going to show it after the reunion. And you're seeing all this togetherness, and now you're seeing we had some kind of fight, and I told her she can have you if she wants you. I don't know what, maybe it was heat of passion or whatever, but I don't know anybody who says that about a man she's interested in marrying.
Now me, because it's definitely not. I'm interested in marrying you. I'm on the fence. That's a comment I would make when I'm on the fence. But it wouldn't have been if he don't propose to me, it wouldn't have been that. It definitely would have been like, you know what, sis, you keep talking about it, go have him.
But I don't understand the comment if Lydia was already engaged to Milton, but maybe she figured that's, foolishness.
I would be figuring the same thing too, because how she keeps saying is like every 5 seconds you're in my face speaking about this man. Get out my face. When I told you already, please do not tell me anything else about him. You continued so much that you told me that y'all slept together. I said 5-6 times, do not tell me anything else. Now, after that, she had the conversation with Uche, and then I guess after that, that's when Lydia's back in her face again. So to me, I would be feeling like, no, you seem like you still want this man, regardless if you are engaged to Milton or not. I will look at it like you just trying to figure out how to get back in his face.
Because if we have a bad breakup, I'm not remembering every detail of your life.
No.
I'm not remembering the car, the dog, even the dog's name. It's like, whatever. So there is some truth in that. She's still, unless, she's also a very educated woman. So her brain capacity is certainly much more than mine. Maybe she just remembers every detail because it was just 3 months ago that she was at the house.
But why tell me every detail? Don't tell me every detail. Like, I don't need to know. What is your purpose? What is your goal? If you're so in love with Milton, please invest your time and energy over there and stop running to me every time I walk up in here. Give me my space to process. Just give me that, do me that much respect. But the fact that you seem like you can't do that, I would be like, y'all need to remove me, because if y'all don't, it's going to be a problem up in here.
And Lydia seems like a stage 5 clinger for friends and gentlemen. So it may be that she can't shut off.
Mm-hmm.
Can't shut off that friendship. Yes, you're mad at me now, but 5 minutes later, we're going to be best buds again, braiding each other's hair. Lydia.
And like, braiding hair while you telling me some more about my man. Like, leave me alone.
Give me the blanket.
Get out my hair. Move. But Aaliyah, I was trying to be with you when you left. I was trying to be with you, sis, when you left, but then here you are on the phone with the fake tears and crying and sighing and doing this and telling him don't change his mind. Let him change his mind, because the whole time he sat on this phone telling you, what about me? Did you think about me? This about me, that about me, bro. Did you think about me when you sat there on this information? Did you think about me and how I got to sit up in this room with this woman that I didn't know at first was befriending me for whatever reason? I still don't really know, because she's not going to tell me the truth. You didn't think about me when you left out the vital information of 3 months ago. While you was telling your truth, you should have shared that part too, like 3 months ago. And when you sit here and talk about her, oh, she's trustworthy, she's all of this. Okay, well, are you trustworthy? Like, she's the one who's telling me, divulging the extra information I really don't need. You're not. Then anytime I mention something about, well, what if she did this? Like, what if she seen the email about you coming on this show? You want to pop off at me, telling me, like, I can't believe you asked me that question. Why? Well, that's a valid question. Do you know how she got on this show? Please tell me.
You let some girl get between us. Some girl.
Your ex, bro. Not some girl off the street. Your ex.
That you just recently, you're a recent smasher. You recently, mine was 2 years ago, Aaliyah is saying, 2 years ago. But now he's only 3 months, yet she has to get over it. And she has to keep on pushing and fight for us. I'm sorry, I don't know you, bro. I mean, profess the love. I love the blue wall and the voice I hear beyond it. But apart from that, in Aaliyah's position, it's like I'm putting all my eggs in a basket for a man that, you know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said 5 and 6, right? We're doing 5 and 6?
Yeah, we're doing 5 and 6.
I will say, here's the only point I will give Uche. His tone ain't that strong in person.
No.
I didn't feel that, objection, Your Honor. I didn't feel that, tone of chastising her in person.
Mm-hmm. No, because he got what he wanted, though. He got what he wanted. He got her back in his face, so he can have the control and do the breaking up.
In person.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you ran away, but now I can walk away.
Yeah. I can leave you feeling some type of hurt. I can be your karma. I can be your payback for embarrassing me.
I'm sorry, why would she even, I was very disappointed. Why would she even say, I still want you and I still want to marry you?
That's where I was like, say what now? Like,
you ran.
Not marry.
You ran. Yeah. Keep running. Stick with it. 10 toes down. Keep running.
I might rock with you even if you still want him, because, us in love, us in relationships, us in whatever, we do some crazy things for people we know that ain't even good for us. I said us. I didn't say all of us. Okay, calm down, El. We know you be out quick. You okay? You the Uche of the relationship. But some of us, and I'm guilty of it too, for people that we know is not right for us, we, for whatever reason, we done made up in our head, we trying to work it out. But I'm definitely not in the process of jumping the whole broom and going that far to a locked in commitment with you off of so much rocky beginning. And that was the funniest thing when he was saying in the pod when he was on the phone with her, is this is supposed to be a test to see if we get past this, that we will be good for anything. We'll be good. Like, no, bro, this is not the test that God has put before us to figure out if we gonna rock through marriage. This is a test to find out how much you would cheat on me and play in my face. That's what this is a test of. Because you're gonna tell me when the girl tells me that you've been sleeping with her for umpteen months or whatever the case is, oh, you gonna let a girl come between us? That's what you're gonna tell me.
I'm questioning how many exes of his she will have to battle on the way to or from the altar. Because I don't see it. Just like he wants her to show basically her loyalty. And I think he's not showing his ahead of the marriage. They both want something from each other, but say, we're going to change it after we get married. No, that's not how it works. Who you are now is who you are after the paperwork is signed.
And worse. And or better, depending on which side of the coin you on. But you're either worse or you're better. But most people that I know that's been married, it says it doesn't get better. Okay, like I'm not saying in a bad way, but I'm just saying it doesn't just like your bad traits don't immediately just go away because the paper is signed.
It just exemplifies the person that's inside.
Mm-hmm.
But, sometimes some people do change after the piece of paper, but, there were inklings of that change coming.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an inkling of the change.
I'll say this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
For both of them, I will, as I said, she did not cry all over it, but I did not like her begging. And I like that his tone was not that deep in person. So I'm wondering if his tone is based on space and he can't see the person. Mm-hmm. It's blue wall, it's the phone, but in person, his tone is different.
It's still that condescending parent tone, though. At the end of the day, it's still, I told you what to do and you should have did it type. So he gonna have to work on that. I'll say this directly to Aaliyah, though. Count your blessings. This was God saving you. Know that regardless if you didn't make the decision that Uche had to make it for you, this is God saving you. So I hope you paid attention and not try to double back and let it go. Because I was telling Shaw earlier, just imagine if they had intercourse. This would be even worse. Like you already acting like this and y'all haven't even did anything. Imagine if you did, you will have a real hard time just separating yourself from this person if it was actually worth it, like the sex was good. So just count your blessings right now that he went on and saved you some heartache, because this relationship was going to be plenty of heartache for the both of you going down the line, because the gaslighting was strong on both of y'all parts. His was a little stronger, but you was up there with him. You was going toe to toe for a good minute because he had to pull out all kind of stops to get you in his face just so he could tell you, "Nah, we good."
Now, I did not get in Aaliyah's position. I did not look this good. My hair, my earrings, my shirt, I did not look this cute for you to be acting up. I'm sorry.
I wonder if he said, "Nah, he good" when he seen her, just because it wasn't something along his type either. That would be because he had not seen her prior, and I wonder if it was somebody along his type. I don't know. We only got one ex to go off of or whatever, but I would be curious to know what the rest of his exes look like or what his type is, just to see if he wanted to see her in person, and now that he's seen her and it's not along the lines that he may be accustomed to, he was like, it made it a lot easier for him to just be like, "Yeah, no, we good. We friends."
And that would explain the episode we're not talking about till tomorrow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, both of them, as you said, count your blessings. Y'all aren't together. But I'm hoping people see themselves and the behaviors they have that need to change in this dating world, in this dating structure. But, I have been Uche. I have had a tone. I have been the, forceful, masculine energy, and I have had to learn to dial back and, use the of Aaliyah.
I mean, listen, it works from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you face to face, you gotta make a tear fall at least. You gotta squeeze something out. Okay, you can't just be. That works through the wall and on the phone, but in face, you best be ready to cry on cue. Okay, the acting skills got to come all the way out. It will work. We know Lydia done put it on Milton a couple of times through the episode. So it can work. Mike Jays. You got any more before we move on from this couple?
I'm agreeing with the comment that the greeting, they didn't even greet each other. I had that in my note. They didn't even get up and greet each other. Just sat down and went in. So, and I think that too explains the behavior of Uche. In episode 7, we're going to discuss tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to our next couple that didn't quite make it past episode 6, or out of Mexico, should I say? Didn't make it out of Mexico.
Only season 1 we had this happen.
Oh, I guess it's we went 4 seasons without it, so, or 3 without it. So there we are. We, every 3 seasons, somebody don't. Child, we ain't gonna have no couples by the time it's time for proposal marriage day.
That's better for the budget. That's better for the ring budget, the dress budget.
Y'all get a bigger wedding. The one wedding gets the biggest wedding. Everybody, all cast at the wedding. Let's go. We should laugh at these people downfall, but Jesus.
We gotta lighten it up. We gotta lighten it up because JP and Taylor are heavy to me.
First of all, Captain America, okay? Captain America said less than Groot in the Avengers. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get more. I understand Groot more. Groot be having conversations. Captain America over here, if you ain't talking about no patriotic stuff, he ain't got nothing for you. And I wonder, I was hoping that Taylor would at least talk about something like, let's talk about 4th of July plans or something, to see if he jumps in or something, talk about something he likes, which is a flag or 2. It was nothing.
A star or 2.
A banner. Can we sing a banner? Just bust out nowhere. Just start singing and see if he joins you on the song.
I have to say, and this is going to be unpopular. I understand JP. I understand him. But, the whole makeup thing, I wish to see more of your freckles. He did say it gently. He did say, hey, I like your natural look. I like your freckles out. And that was the nicest thing on the picnic he could have said. Now, I'm wondering, in his past, what woman has put on makeup, heavy makeup, and done a 180 in her personality to him? Because he's acting like the makeup is a complete mask and a complete turnaround, like he's saying only liars and whores wear makeup. That's how it feels his reaction to the makeup is. Like, you're not true.
Now that you say that's giving me, and he seems a very traditional old school type person, and that's that old Southern thing of saying, that's an old Southern saying, only whores and this wears makeup or whatnot, actors and this, that's the only people that should be wearing makeup
and red shoes,
right, with their ankles out. You better not have, and toenail polish. Child, do not have your toes painted and out and they tone it. Oh my God. That is definitely what it's given. And I'm just like, because I was just so puzzled. I know, and Sean, I owe you apology. I stand corrected because I went back and listened to it again. He did say he could tell that she had on fake lashes. I thought he said he couldn't tell, but he did say he could tell she had on fake lashes. And I was just like, oh, you are really bothered by the makeup of it all. And I get it. Like, I've been with guys that would tell me, I've been only with one guy that has actually told me to put makeup on. There's only like one, at least like some eyeliner or something. That's the only one. But everybody else is like, you don't need makeup. Don't do it. Me personally, I'm kind of like her. I'm like, listen, tell me I look good with and without it, okay? Even if I can't do makeup good, so I just want to know that I did a good job one day. Tell me I did a good job one day. I'll be looking like a little boy in drag most of the time, but on that one good day, please entertain me, okay? I don't wear it often because of my profession, and like I like to play sports and all this stuff. So makeup was just not my thing. But I've had more men tell me in your natural state, or they prefer women in their natural state. So I get him. I get it on that. But they've never shut down. Never shut down, never not have a conversation for me and nothing like that. Or even at the women that they engage with that have makeup, never been to a point where they're just speechless and agreeing with everything I say or just repeating everything I say. And to be so harsh on her that on the first day I meet you, I would like to at least present myself with confidence. So if makeup gives me a little bit of confidence in the moment, something be going on my face, acne, this, that, a chemical peel going wrong, something may be going on. Allow me to just express myself a little bit. Now, if you want to tell me, like when he finally opened up and started telling her, like, I didn't like it caked on, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Let me scale back. Let me scale back.
I saw him as the little boy who was comforting his sisters or just sitting there while the mother was going off on the sisters, like he said. When he was sitting on the bed just crying while she packed. And then when he got up to hug her before she left, it felt like, please don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a man of a lot of words, and as I said, that was my grandfather. He's not a man of a lot of words, but what actions he does many a time has a lot of emotion behind it. Or when he does say something, it's because it's important. But I think in his case, he doesn't know her. They don't know how to say things to each other. He doesn't know how to say the makeup is too much without telling her or making her feel like you weren't beautiful in the makeup. But when he sat there on the bed and was silently crying, I was like, that's that little boy all over again with mama, going at the sisters. I felt more than anything he did.
Now that you speak, why is my camera, my thing steady going darker? Hold on. I might not be able to see the screen in a second. I don't know what's happening with my computer right now, but you just said something too that just reminded me, because I couldn't remember who had the issue with the mom. And now that you said the mom must have scolded them girls about makeup and this, that, and being fast or whatever the case may be, until it just tainted an image in his mind that women cannot present themselves this way. And if he has an overly involved church going type mother, I can see why his view is so strong. And I did pick up on that he struggles to say things nicely. He didn't, I know he was not trying to come off judgy or whatnot, but sometimes with some conversations, it's hard to find a polite way to say it, especially when it's a critique of somebody and you already know they're insecure. And he was struggling until he was forced to say it. Sometimes you got to let a sleeping bear just lie. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it didn't go too well for Taylor. And, I hope she did understand he didn't mean it in the meanest way. Because like you said, it was so many times he kept trying to tell her, you just look nicer with your natural thing. The problem with him is you still didn't open up. You still didn't say anything. And so early in the relationship, there's so much I don't know about you, so you should be able to share a lot more. The quiet times, are great when we've been together for some times. I enjoy the quiet times, me personally. Like, please do not say nothing to me right now. I'm in my head. I'm thinking, I'm trying to watch my show. Just leave me alone, okay? Let me be. But when we're stuck, no phones, no distractions, nothing else, just me and you, and I'm talking to you, don't give me closed-ended answers.
He's analyzing her. He wants to know who she is. Is she the makeup girl or is she Miss Freckles? And he's just observing her like she is an insect under the microscope to see if she is, you know, Miss Makeup or not. But like we said before, we are agreeing the makeup isn't the issue. Is the association, maybe, as Jay said, the mother with the makeup, maybe she was scolding his sisters about it, or he has known somebody, or, you know, has this in his head that women who wear heavy makeup are untruthful or deceitful.
Or maybe mom's was doing something and she wore a lot of makeup, you know. We have to see when we find, well, we may never meet his mom now.
So she's wearing too much makeup. Can she turn around and say, hey, I'm tired of the red, white, and blue?
I wish he would have. I wish he would have threw that up in there. Like, child, listen, if you gonna wear all your red, white, and blue, I'm gonna make my face up. Okay, we gonna have to compromise somewhere. So if you don't want, I best to see you in some other colors. You better get a salmon, a turquoise, a tequila. I don't care what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Like, okay, sir, are you concerned about the makeup or just the makeup on your red, white, and blue? Is that it?
Made that a big deal too.
Because it was all over the suit.
That's my good suit. You just made me spill the yak on this $300 suit.
Well, one good church suit.
And my mama liked this suit, man. And when I go to church, she want me to wear this suit. I can't wear it with all this makeup on it. She gonna think I was out here with the whores. Yeah, he was puzzling. He was a bit disturbing. And like I said last week when we talked about it, it's going to be a problem for a person who already feels some type of way about themselves. Your quietness is always going to be a problem. For me personally, me having to start every conversation, I've had a relationship that was like that. And I felt like I was starting every conversation. That was a problem. I don't want to just, because it feels, after a while, it feels like interrogation. See, we can have a conversation like this, but then sometimes it just dies off naturally. And then I have to ask you another question to restart it. And it feels weird when I'm just constantly asking you questions to restart a conversation because you keep giving me a closed-ended answer. So yeah, for me, it wasn't going to work. I didn't care about the makeup part of it all. He said it just wasn't going to work for me if you just cannot have a back and forth. We have to have some type of discourse.
And Taylor seems like she needs overtures. She needs a man to be vocal. She needs the words of affirmation, but not only that, she needs praise. She needs to hear it to believe it, especially since, as she said, she has doubts about her own image. And he is the, quiet, observant type. He wants to see you. He wants to see, I guess, either physical touch or, acts of service seems to be his language, where he wants to see you do something nice and he will know that you like him. So even that, their communication isn't there. And with her overthinking, and he's overthinking too, though he's doing it quietly, it just was not going to connect. And Taylor, I'm sorry, you had him going like 2 miles an hour on that ATV. Okay.
I didn't want to try to drive it or nothing. I was like, baby, come on now. He said he like adventure, jumping. He's behind you, sweetie. That's the part where you want him to be. Let's go. Like, he might get some conversation going in your ear. He might whisper a little something while the cameras can't hear him. Like, let her. Compromise.
She was a backseat driver, and I'm like, I would be like, she need to get her own ride.
Yeah. Please get off of here because I got a need for speed. Get off. Get off. Let me drop you off. I'll pick you back up on the way. I gotta hit some corners real quick.
I gotta do a wheelie without you.
I need to burn out one time. Let's go.
She sounds like an old lady. Don't go too fast. No, don't do that. Oh my God, there's a bump. Lady, can we just enjoy the ride?
The whole road is a bump. Leave me alone. Listen, I will give her this credit though. It's still partial because I don't fully think she's aware of how much it's her fault, but she did take some accountability for in the pods, maybe talking too much or whatnot. But it's not that you just talk too much, sis. When he was trying to talk, you will always say, no, we'll work it out later. We'll work it out later. No, let him talk, because you don't know what you're going to be working out later. Let him express himself. Let him say what he needs to say, get whatever it is off his chest. And so he kind of got used to you saying, no, we'll work it out later. On his end, though, sir, she was correct. It's not her that wouldn't let day one go. You didn't let day one go because you didn't even try to put any more effort after she gave you natural face for the whole remainder of the trip. As much as you told her, yes, I like this face, and I love this, if I'd have seen you, you are still stuck on the fact that you seen her made up the first day. She don't know that you don't like makeup like that. Okay. Then y'all both want to sit here and argue. Well, I'm going to do what I want to do. Well, y'all both grown, because y'all are going to do what you want to do, because clearly he going to wear the patriotic red, white, and blue every daggone day, and you going to make your face up. So
the question for me would be, if a gentleman said that to you, I prefer to see your freckles, Jay. What would your reaction be?
I would actually be okay with it. Well, I'm not a makeup type person all the time in the first place, but I definitely will let them know I have my moments. For, when I do model, when I do pictures in this, when I go to certain places, I'm going to wear makeup. Now, out of respect, and like I said, I've had men tell me this before. They prefer me without it. So when I'm with you and we doing things, you'll see me fresh face. If that's how you prefer to see me, it turns you on to see me this way, I'm going to try to turn you on. This is my goal. You're my man. However, there is a compromise. I'm not going to put it on every day. You're not going to have to worry about waking up with the pillow, my face on the pillow, none of this stuff like that. Like, you don't have to worry about it. If that's not what you like, I'm going to make sure with you, I won't do it. But there will be times you will see me with it. And in those times, please tell me I'm doing a better job than the last time, because I need to know I'm getting better. And it just happened before where one has told me, he was like, you know what, it looks, this one looks good on you because it's not too much. It looks more natural. So it's like, okay, well, here's our fine line. Thank you. Those days I need a little makeup, or I need to feel something about myself. Sometimes a hairstyle needs makeup. I need to put a little bit on. I found my fine line that I can do it with you.
I don't wear makeup the same way. Reasons, I was a tomboy and all that, and to have to go through all that layering, and then you got to do the eyeliner, and it's just too much for me. Oh my gosh, no. And then I can't rub my eye, I can't touch my face.
You see me already about 5 times over here.
Oh you.
I
had a supervisor that every time she handed over paperwork, it was makeup fingerprints all over it. But my husband he's on a health organic thing, and his thing is that ain't good to go into your skin, to go into your pores. So it just worked out for me. I ain't really with it, and he ain't.
Yeah, majority of my family, there's maybe 1 or 2 people out of my family that wear makeup more than everybody else. But majority of my family is just, it's just not lipstick, a little lip gloss, maybe some mascara at the most. Most of my family, but majority of them is not even that.
Well, my mom is a pageant girl, so you need a face going to the grocery store.
Okay. Well, good luck with that, because I ain't got the 2 hours to put into it that they do. I'm gonna wake up and go, girl.
You need, as she says, and this is what she says every time, I never know if I'm going to meet a fan. I need to always be my best.
Okay, Marilyn Monroe's.
Okay. And I'm like, fine. But when I tell you the car's pulling out the garage 9 a.m., it's pulling out the garage. So yeah. And that really does take me back. But yeah, my mother and my grandmother were pageant girls. So you could see how it was supposed to be part of my life, but not me.
She's like, no, I'll be on the court. Bye. I'll be in these track shoes. Goodbye.
Wiping it off with a towel in 5 minutes.
That's what I used to tell myself. I said, I don't know how I'll be on anybody's TV set. I had to learn how to keep my hands out my face, seriously, because I'll be at the set talking about something. Oh, sorry. They be so mad at me.
Your makeup budget is double.
Cut. I'll be like, oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. And I used to hate when you wearing and you be out and so like a tall guy or somebody hits you and their whole face is all they I'd be feeling so bad. I'd be like, I'm sorry. I am really at this point right now where I'm trying to make makeup look like I don't have it on. That's where I've been trying to work at. But it's like once I put a little bit on, I'll be like, oh, I got to go all the way in. I gotta go all the way. You gotta go all the way. It looks weird with just a little bit. It just looked weird when I forgot some eyeliner, like some blood. So I don't even know the names. Eyeshadow, all this stuff, and I ain't got nothing else on. I be feeling some type of way if I just do a little. I gotta find my fine ground, child. I just leave it alone. Some eyeliner and a lip gloss, and I'm gone.
I'm even worse.
Listen, luckily we blessed with good enough face that. And high ass confidence that we ain't even
and glasses to hide the lack of eyeshadow and all that.
My daddy told me the best thing I ever heard when I was little. I was coming from basketball practice, and I was like, man, because there was a bunch of people blowing the horn and stuff when I was coming home. But he was like, I said, Daddy, why is when I'm looking my worst, that's when everybody want to holler? He was like, because they know what you look like at your worst. They know what you look at like at your best. I said, okay, well, shoot, they gonna always see me at my worst.
Well, it gets better from here.
If you like me here, I'm like Stacy. If you like me unshaved and stuff like this, guess what?
It'll get better when I use that blade.
Listen, Gigi, we need some classes, okay? We struggling over here. We struggling. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to buy, what I'm not supposed to buy, how to use it. Like if I need to, child, I don't have a makeup budget. I'm gonna let you know now. The little bit of makeup I got now done ran me feel like millions already. Shoot, I'm in the hole.
I'll lend you my mother. I'll lend you my mother because her greatest days are when, my wedding or so forth, or anything that she could get her hands on my face with makeup.
Child, I tried to do my auntie for her. I was like, okay, we're going to put some eyeshadow on. She said, girl. And this at her wedding. I said, oh, Lord. I said, look, eyeshadow. Auntie said, y'all got the lashes on me. That is it.
I couldn't do lashes. How do you put glue to your eyes? I just disconnect right there.
I'm able to do the lashes, but I can't do like them real thick ones like this because I always keep seeing something. I keep doing this. Like, what is right here? The one like New York used to wear off of Flavor of Love, I could never do them ones. And I tried the bottoms, but it kept hitting my cheeks, so I kept doing this too. I was like, what is it?
I just see it's glue to my eyes. And if I blink too hard, it may stay shut. I'm not doing it.
Okay, see, we got our first lesson. Less is better. So we already there. We ain't got none. So we at the less. We at the less. We on a good start.
Lips and eyes.
And you know what? That's all I grew up. My mom when I watched my mom, it would only be lipstick at the most. That's all she has to wear. Maybe every so often I seen her do the powder foundation, but it wasn't never much. But it would always just be like a red lip. She have a red lip or some type of red. And because she doesn't have like full eyebrow, she might take the pencil and just hit the ends a little bit. But
JP ain't gonna go for that red lip.
Oh, baby, no, not with my mama, but he wasn't gonna go for that chocolate either, so we ain't have to worry about it. He definitely too patriotic to go for that chocolate, baby.
Well, maybe red lip with blue eyeshadow and
Oh, child.
some little stars on your cheek, maybe.
Yeah, he might be. He was like, "It's 4th of July." Okay, baby, I see you. She might have been able to get away with it.
One day out of the year.
Oh, child. But after they back and forth blow up, Taylor decided she was done with this process and she going home alone. I really think for her too, it wasn't just the fact that he was in talking and he was playing about her makeup. She was like, if I gotta go home and see any more of this red, white, and blue on his walls. Woo, I'm pretty sure you walk to the front porch is a flag. You walk in the house is a flag. You walk on the bed sheets is a flag. The towels is red, white, and blue. Child, it is giving. I am proud of my country.
Which flag though? Because I see all three at his place.
I'm gonna go with the one with the X.
The X, the circle of 13 stars, and 50 stars.
We might even have a little Mason symbol. Oh, okay, you know what? Let me stop before they come for me. My uncle will be over here like, child, I told you, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, child. I'm like,
But I have to say, while she was giving him the ring, all I was looking at was that plate of fruit looked real good.
Oh, wait. So you mentioned how we see the food this season, right? When I was watching my playback earlier, I was like, oh, so they go say, and they got their devices back when they came back from Mexico. Oh, y'all gonna let us know.
That's next episode.
No, it's still in episode 6.
Oh,
They
yes.
Yeah, they came back and it was like, oh yeah, and we gave them their devices back. It was like, okay, we know they got their devices back. We know they back home.
And speaking of the food, when they all went together, all I could think of is all that food for just 3 couples.
Well, they was expecting more. No, well, you got to feed the production crew.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah.
Forget about them. They're doing a better job of not being in the shot. Remember last time when Kwame and you can see the production crew in the back, cameraman in his black trunks.
They got it organized. They're like, sir, well, I know you're supposed to be getting that person, but
line of sight.
Hello. Somebody got fired that day.
But speaking of food, Taylor was I felt like she was emotionally eating at that beach. Because every shot was Taylor eating, except when she was pulling him aside. Every shot was her eating.
The poor thing was so stressed. She was just like, I don't know. There's still love there. There's still love. I love him, but it's just awkward. It's just awkward. Everything is awkward. He's awkward. This is awkward. You guys are awkward. The people are awkward. The food is awkward. Everything was awkward for her. And I just kind of felt bad because you could tell that she's the type of girl that made up the whole fairy tale of it in her head. And it's just not playing out for her at all. And she tried to pull as much conversation from him. And I did see him trying a little bit to be more interactive with her. But unfortunately, I just don't think it's his nature to be over. Because even when I watched the men's lounge with that, when Uche came back, he just sat there most of the time. He didn't have not one question, not one statement from her, nothing. He was just there. So I was like, I think quiet is just him.
He's a quiet listener because, as you said, again, when Uche came to talk about Aaliyah's cheating, though he did not mention what it was to the men, he just mentioned it was something he learned. You know, JP was, again, very quiet, and he only asked him, from what we saw, 2 questions. Is it worth losing her over, and can you forgive her? Those were impactful questions. So he is the sit back, again, my grandfather, sit back, quiet, listen to everything, and then I will say something that has some meaning. But that doesn't work for her. And then to remember, she's a kindergarten teacher. If you quiet, you up to mischief.
Yeah. you quiet only when I say so. And so now it just wasn't, they just weren't 2 people that were really made for each other. And unfortunately, the experiment of the pod forced people to talk. to each other. And I think had she not, well, let him trick her into the I love you of it all, because I stand on that one. But she just let him have his say a lot of times and not just stop him from saying what he needed to say. And for all of these couples, ask questions, or give scenarios, talk about things that are important to what you really want out of yourself. I would say for any couple going forward, if y'all watching this who wants to be on the show, know yourself enough so you know what you want your partner to be, despite their looks or whatever. You want this out of them because she really wants a relationship. Unfortunately, JP is just not the type of relationship she wants, because she needs a talker. She needs somebody that's going to communicate back and forth. And he is just an introspective type brother. Like,
Right.
he's there for, like you said, Elle said, the importance of the conversation. He's just not going to just be talking to you about meaningless things under the sun. It's got to be important for him.
I think it was very brave of her not to just go along to get along.
Mm-hmm.
She also was very, very, gentle in what she said. It's a heavy thing to tell someone you don't wish to marry them again. It's something heavy, especially when you've accepted the proposal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad she was able to sit there, tell him, give him the ring back, or production the ring back. But it was, I think, very well done, as gently as it could happen. But I did feel JP was, he was definitely hurt. Both of them were hurt. But I saw the little boy again, with mama, just in how he was sitting and presenting himself.
He was looking forward to just making it up the next day, just getting on it. And I feel like had he chased her a little bit that night, because she wanted that. She left the room once and then came right back. Like, she wanted a little bit of the chase, and I know that hug helped ease some of that, but he did just let her leave to go. And had he chased her, she probably would have made a decision to continue to fight a little bit more. But sometimes when we sit in our silence, we really get to think about it. You sit there and say, this is a lifetime commitment. Is this what I really want? One question she asked, could you see yourself waking up to me every day for the rest of your life? And he sat in silence. He had no answer for her. That was enough. That was enough. And she probably thought back on that and a couple of other little things that they back and forth. And you don't want to start your relationship fighting. That's not a good sign that you're just starting a fresh relationship at this much of an odd with each other. And it's not a bad odd. It's just, for a long time situation, I need to know what I'm dealing with and what fits in my life for me. And like you said, she's a school teacher. She's used to communication, chatterbox, noise, regardless if the noise is to her or not. She's just used to the noise of it all. And he, being at the fire department, they're generally just sitting there waiting to be called, if not in action. So it's a very little time for communication in their part. Like, when they're on their downtime, they can possibly talk more or whatnot. But a lot of times it's about action. It's about getting there, saying what needs to be said and getting out. So unfortunately for these two, it just didn't work out. And she did. I agree with you. I'm going to say, Lord, I'm going to ruin everybody's name. Ari. We're going to shut it down to Ari. Okay. That's what we're going to give you. I agree with you. She made the right decision for the both of them. Her and Uche, they did something good in this process. They made the right decision for them and their partner by just saying, we just need to stop now before we go any further. People that don't make right decisions, however, is these next two couples. And I'm going to say the spicy, fiery couple for the end, because them two is something to talk about. But Stacey and Izzy.
Now, they're spicy too now.
They spicy. They real spicy. They hot and heavy spicy, baby. They hot and heavy spicy. Yeah, Ari is fine because you know what? I love me some Ari Lennox, and you look like you fine like an Ari Lennox too. Okay, so we go. I'm glad you allowed me to change your name to Ari because I'm gonna tear it up. I'm gonna tear it up if I don't. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I got one of them real names that could be tore up too, so I understand. I apologize in advance. But Stacy and Izzy.
Woo, child.
Now, sometimes in some days, this is a type of start over relationship you do want. You want that little hot and heavy. However, the hot and heavy and nothing else is always a recipe for disaster. Because if that's all we got, if that's all we could look forward to is that every time we come together that we just got to touch and kiss and this, but we can't have the conversations that need to really be had. Like how you spend your money and can you pay my bills? I know we shouldn't. They like
Wait
to
a
tell us
minute.
that, huh?
We're getting married. Is it
Yeah,
your bills? Because
our
we're
bills.
getting married. It's our bills.
Yeah.
So the whole him paying for dinner? No, we are going out to dinner as a couple. And while he may pull out the card, it may be from our joint account or it could be from his account. But what are you talking about in the pods? But Stacy playing that game to win. Stacy is playing that game to get to the altar and have her moment. Oh yes. Oh yes, I'm holding back something. Stacy, here's what I'm holding back. Stacy is a lot like me.
She's been saying this every episode.
Stacy is a lot like me, and I would never have thought Izzy would be the shy, bashful type. Stacy is making the innuendos. Stacy is hugging him and saying all kinds of stuff, and Izzy is just like, okay.
But your girl Stacy was the one who was saying she'd grab them in the biscuits.
Ooh, Humpty Dance. That's all she's talking about is that Humpty Dance. And that steak while they golfing.
Yes, a big one. Please.
And he is not going with it. You know how somebody would be flirty and use that, and he is not rising to the occasion.
Pun intended. Pun intended, because in that moment she was like, I am getting hot from having this conversation. He's like, yeah, it's kind of warm outside. I was like, what? Sir, did you she's trying to tell you let's get back to the room. What is you saying right now? What?
Oh, my top is slipping. She's trying to tell you something. Izzy is just, I want to know what is his flirting game out there.
That's a good question. And are you into Stacy like that? Because you like to ask her how she feel about you and your stick and this, that, and the third. But he kind of, I don't know if it was him or Milton that just like it was all right. He did say he had a real good night the first night, though. He did express how good of a night it was the first night. But I was like, is he over it already, though?
When she clogged that toilet.
Well, it's true that, you know what I'm saying, that changes the thing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, did she hold it in the whole time she was at the pods? Like, child, you need some fiber, baby. Go ahead. Go down there and get you a couple of pineapples or something.
And I felt hope with that joke between them. That whole joke about do we need maintenance on a scale of 1 to 10? And I felt okay. They're having some camaraderie, but he just kept on going down to me. And I'm like, his energy level is not where it's not matching hers. Not at all.
Can we speak on, since we on him right now, can we speak on him and Lydia for a second? Because since you spoke on the energy levels going down, he had a lot of energy for Lydia, which was surprising because he shut that down quickly, but he want to tell us otherwise.
He was sticking his sandy toe in the door and kind of try and test the waters.
Mm-hmm.
It was the undertone was, I know you got that young boy and you just on the show with him, but let me holler at you for a moment. and he wouldn't let her speak. Would not let her speak. But that seems to be, again, when we talk tomorrow, you'll see that is his behavior pattern.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was kind of seeing it before when he was in the pods. Like, bro, you really an ain't-ish type dude. I don't know if you know it or not, but you really a ain't-ish type dude, because the way you let Johnny down and then come back and say, oh, it was hurtful, it hurt me, this, that, and the third, to let Johnny down. It didn't bother you to let Lydia down. However, now you in her face, oh yeah, I don't want you to feel like there wasn't no connection or nothing like this, but it was a connection. It's just that Johnny was there, and then Stacy came out of nowhere, and I was just blindsided. But before Stacy came out of nowhere, you already let Lydia go. So what are you talking about?
I can't have this young boy get that Latin sensation over me. I'm the Latino here too, so maybe we can bond on that. But I can't speak Spanish to you because my girl said I can't.
I gotta respect. I respect my old lady. You know what I'm saying? There gotta be some respect. But you looking real fine, mommy. You looking real fine out here in these little thong-ta-dong-ta-dongs.
And I know this young boy can't handle you.
But you can't even handle the lady you got, sir.
It's given his usual flavor is Lydia, but not as feisty. It's given that. And it's giving that Stacy is not his usual type.
Yeah.
But he was definitely saying, hey, is there a chance? Can I give you my number? I'll just write it in the sand and you can remember it.
555.
All right, let's sit in the sand and I'll look like I'm doodling. And that's my number.
In Spanish. Cinco.
No. Then Stacy will come over there.
I gotta write it in Spanish. She didn't say I couldn't write in Spanish. She said, don't talk to you in Spanish, but I could write you a note in Spanish.
Just to let those listening, that is a little game people do play at the beach. Write their number down in the sand. The person sees it, and then it gets washed away.
First of all, I don't know nothing about this game, El says, so I just learned something new. So when I get to the beaches, I'm going to see how this game is played. Thank you. But yes, I was like, sir, that's a lot of conversation for. I could see
lost connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see it if it was Johnny. I could see you having that much time for Johnny, because you and Johnny really did go down some pipelines of emotions with each other. But from what we seen, you cut Lydia off almost day one.
She ran in there saying, hello, mi amor. And he was, okay, time for you to go. But now I've seen you. And I know you couldn't possibly be happy with Milton. I got to shoot my shot.
Trey let you know that men is unstable. The
toxicity. The toxicity of it all.
We hear you, Trey. We hear you.
That's assuming Stacy ain't crazy, because I could see her crazy.
Yeah. Stacy is a different type of crazy, but it's there. She on the lines of Uche with it. You know what I'm saying?
So again, going back to Izzy and Stacy, what are we talking about in the pods if we have not talked finances?
But that was the thing. That was his complaint, because she was just fun. She was just always fun in the pods. That's all she says. Never vulnerable, never about nothing else. Why are we wasting our time? I wonder if she was here to be serious about a relationship. Because if you're serious, and then the conversation that you proceed to have when you guys finally get back to Houston, to your house, is that, oh, I just got this house. People have taken advantage of me and my family because we have money, this, that, and the third. Sis, I get it. You want to have your little, I'm Prince Akeem, I don't want nobody to know that I come from money type moment. However, you need to drill the questions into them to find out how they are with their money. Do they have anything in exchange for you? There's ways to do it without telling a person I'm rich, or without sounding like you're a gold digger. Do you invest here? Do you do these type things? Are you good at savings? We can't just have fun all the time. Yes, I would like to have a partner that has fun, but if we're talking future, we have to have future funds with a D at the end. Like, I need more. Like, we need dividends. We need assets. We need some stuff. And you just got you a whole house, sis.
Under construction.
So now you want this man of a whole 2 to 4 weeks to start saving to pay half of your bills that you was about to pay by yourself. Now, if he living there, I understand, you know what I'm saying? Y'all getting married, he's going to be living there, this, that, and the third. That's a bit, but you might have wanted to ask him a couple of those questions, because y'all sound like y'all polar opposites when it comes to finances and the way you like to live. He's with the paper plastics of it all, and you want luxury trips. Not saying that's a bad thing, because him saving on the paper plastics could possibly provide for your luxury trips. However,
selling the lost and found items too could help save for that trip. Or should I say trophy case? Because that's what it was given to me. Mm-hmm. Trophy case.
But the argument of it all, the whole okay, so I just be wanting to know how much time they got from the time they get back to the time they go to each other's house.
It looked like overnight, because they sounded like she said, you could have cleaned this up last night.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, how soon is it? And was it something that he just missed? Was it just something, you know what I'm saying, he not thinking about or whatever, while he trying to clean up everything else? The main parts, the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room. You know, last time we seen somebody leave their house, they had all kind of things just laying around. So it has stuff in the toilet still, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't clogged the last time we seen this happen. Ooh.
But so, the trophy case should not have been there. I understand he wanted to, oh, this is me, but no woman wants to come there and find a collection of other ladies' items in the top drawer of your sink.
That's what I was like, what parts of the house did you come home and clean up? Because if it was just a rush job and you're not very thorough, I can see how he kind of forgets something like that.
But it's all collected into one little basket.
Well, you know, we watch How to Be a Player. So, you know, he had a shoebox.
Or it's screaming cleaning service, and they put everything that is out of place into a nice little basket.
Yeah.
Because he is in insurance sales.
So, yeah, I mean, he could have had somebody else came and clean it real quick or whatnot. I'm just trying to think, because if I have something like that, and it's just something that, I don't know why it would be in such an open place like the bathroom drawer anyway. That's still pretty open of a place to have it. However, if I got a shoebox full of stuff, it's not something I'm going into all the time, often to kind of remember, like, oh, shoot, I got some people coming on. But it is put away in an area that I don't have to worry about. You shouldn't be in that area. Only way we in this area is when we packing this stuff up to get up out of here. And I'm going through it like, oh, ooh. I mean, tuck that to the side real quick. There's something like that. But it's not something that should just be out unless this is you and your boys type thing, and you definitely having a bachelor pad type stuff. And I agree. Yes, that should have been something, at least if you're not throwing it away, at least put up away that I don't see it.
I don't think she was devastated by the trophy case. I'm going to call his basket of lost and found a trophy case. I think exactly that. She was coming to terms with, oh my gosh, I've got an F-boy. And here's the proof.
Mm-hmm.
And while she wanted to choose, or I think Stacey just wanted to win the boy that everybody else wanted, and I'm going to come out on top. But I do think that she was like, damn, what kind of prize did I just win?
I don't even know if she cared to win. I'm kind of like with her family, they just as surprised that she's trying to get married. Because I'm just like, sis, you just got you a house. You seem like you're pretty well off. Like, you don't seem like you have a hard time finding a man. I'm like, why are you even on this show? To be real honest with you, why are you even on this show? I can see why some other people are on the show as we start to flesh out the thing. So maybe we got to get a little bit more further along with her. But you seem pretty put together, like you well established, and you clearly want somebody that doesn't want you for your money. You didn't say about your looks or anything like that for your money. So that's an easy thing to fix. You just walk around like you don't have a whole bunch of money.
And when the conversations get real heavy for him, he has his tick. That mouth twitching. Every time he is uncomfortable, whether it's emotionally or whether it's talk about that conversation, he is just biting his inner cheek like he's trying to chew through it. And I was like, that was his tell for me. Mm-hmm. Him sitting there about the paper, the plastic cups and all that, and she's just offloading on him. And when he heard how much a HVAC unit cost, he was...
And luxury trips. He had a hole in his mouth.
He saw himself moving in until he heard the cost. He heard that HVAC unit cost, and he was like, you got to pay that cash? And I'm looking at him on my end, and I'm hoping he's thinking, but I'm the insurance salesperson. Shouldn't that be covered by the insurance?
That's if he's the insurance salesperson. You know how some of these shows, I'm assuming that they titles be for real, but you know, some of the other shows we like watching, they be giving them titles wherever they feel like it. Okay.
And we will hear more about his job tomorrow on that discussion.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Johnny had outed him. Johnny had outed him about his finances and stuff a bit.
Bad credit, just moved into a place.
And from what I'm understanding, you really can't have bad credit when you're moving in Houston, but housing credit, sometimes you can get away with certain credit if your housing credit is good. So there's also that. And if you do make the 3 times to 4 times the income, the rent, and you have a good rental history, you can get a pass on your housing. But I know they've been changing a lot that your credit nowadays are linked up. I don't know how Houston is with it. LA, a lot of times your credit is actually linked to you getting a place or not. It's no longer just your credit, your rental history.
But if you don't need to be in the city, and you could be in the suburbs outside the perimeter, because I'm in Atlanta, outside the perimeter, there are definitely options for home ownership, but it's 45 to an hour outside Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if you have, bad credit. It's your payment history.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks like, as he said, it's a Hobby Lobby apartment. So maybe he did just move in, like Johnny said.
Mm-hmm. And that would explain why certain things ain't put up where they're supposed to be. They would just have it put away. He was like, "Oh, let me just throw this in the drawer real quick." Like, woo.
Christmas tree box was right there at the bar.
Well, he did say he liked to keep it up until like April. So, I don't know what time of year this is. He's either putting it up or putting it down.
So I wonder, in relation to the last comment, if he has the thought that this is Stacy's house, if he were to tell her, "Hey, I would like us to go and buy something else that is ours," even if he had finances together, what would her reaction be?
That's a good question.
Because she's loving that house. She's loving everything. It's under construction to her specifications. She did say that she's willing to do, make the adjustments. She wants a couch. He wants a TV. I'm not sure if she is willing to part with that house for their benefit or move to another house if they can afford it together.
She's not giving me that. From that story that she told about her family and the parents and all that stuff like that, she be down. She left that house, go to start another one with somebody else. She would, I can see her figure out a way to pay for that house and another one, or tell him, "Hey, you need to go get the next house, but this one for sure is staying in my name." I was curious to see because I thought he might have asked, "If I'm paying this HVAC, are you gonna put me on the deed?" I was wondering if he said that, and he didn't say it. So I was like, "Oh, she done got her little pass right now so far." But my curiosity is, would you put his name, if y'all get married, would you put his name on that title?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Especially if it's a house to my specifications and I bought it and I have it before marriage. No. But if we did have this financial conversation and you weren't twitching while we were talking about money, certainly if we're on the same level, if we're on and we're married and we discuss it, yes. But at this stage, no.
Mm-hmm.
And in meeting them now, they have an unorthodox way. I'm a person, I need to see consistency, and I will probably have a discussion, say, "Hey, we need to go over finances through all the accounts. If the accounts are fine, sure, but he's twitching too much." Then I would say, "I need us to discuss this again after a year of marriage." That way I could kind of see how money flows with you and see if putting the deed with you on it is a safe option. Because if they break up, he'll be entitled.
Yeah.
She'll have to buy him out.
But see, and see, me being devil advocate to play on his side for a minute, had he asked that question and she'd be like, "No," which respectfully, I can understand why the no is in place. I would be hesitant on, well, you're going to have to figure out those 2 payments on your own, sis. And we need to stay in 2 separate places until we agree on a house together. That would just be protection for himself, just like she's protecting herself and her assets in that house or whatever. I think for him, he needs to have a real conversation back and not do the mouth movements of it all, and really sit there and say, "Hey, while we working this out or whatever, and we figure out how we gonna do this living arrangements, I need to keep my place. You need to move forward with your place. However, we don't rearrange nothing for me." Because everything about this is very new. If you guys were dating for a while and she acquired the house while in the middle of dating and all this stuff and that and the third, I can be a little bit more prone to saying, if that's what you choose to do, move into her house, that's on you. However, this is still all new. Y'all barely really know each other. he not giving you proper signs that he totally sold. You not giving him proper signs that you're totally sold in it. Y'all need to be separate. I like that. What was that couple we had last season that stayed apart for pretty much for her safety? Thank God she
Matt
did.
and Colleen.
Yeah, for her safety of it all. But yeah, I'm glad she was like, yeah, no, I'm not moving in right away. You know what I'm saying? My best friend said stay. I'm staying with my best friend. We stuck in a lease. I'm stuck in a lease, and I re-signed it just a week ago.
And he's stuck in a lease. If we listen to Johnny, he just signed a lease.
Yeah.
So he's stuck too.
So, this first year, y'all might have to do a little back and forth to each other's place a little bit for a while. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Nowadays, these couples, you get married, you're living in two different houses and stuff. So y'all might be one of these new school couples that have two different properties, and y'all be at one house, and then the other night you go at the other house. Some days I'll be wishing it would be here. You know what I'm saying? I miss going to people's houses. And I miss having my days alone.
Did you see how he was shaking when she pulled out brass utensils? He was like, what?
Yeah, I'd have been like, sis, I'm not eating on them too. That was just for setting the table just to be just to be looking at. You gotta like polish those. I don't want the polish all in my mouth. Like, let's get some regular silverware around here. No plastic, no this. Like, can I?
He gotta hide the plastic in his little man cave.
We need compromises between the two of y'all. Y'all is so far bipolar with the relationship. One is all with the innuendos of it all. The other one is just.
I have to say, Stacey needs to lay off those, because I have those plastic plates from Target. I have boys, and boys will definitely break a plate, break a cup, glass, something slipped into the sink. It is, woo. It cannot survive.
Child, I was against them plastic plates at first, but baby, they work. Now the plastic forks and all that, we ain't doing that. You can get some real silverware now. You can get a glass or two. Certain things just taste better in a glass. That's all I'm gonna say. But for the majority of having pets and animals and people that come by that like to tear up stuff, baby,
and you can take your drink to go in that Solo cup.
Yeah, enjoy. Bye-bye. And get out. Bring out my good china when you leave. Child, my mama, we had a china cabinet growing up. My mama used to have that china all that back in there, and she would literally do her little thing where she set the table, and you better not touch that table. Like, do not touch it. None of this at all. And when the holidays came around, that table was set with the good china. And if too many people came over, it was put right back up. So she be damned. Y'all gonna tear her stuff up, okay? Now the china cabinet is gone, but the china is still around, okay? Y'all just don't know where it's at. But she was not playing about her good china. Play if you want to.
Stacey said something important. I've never had a man want to split anything.
And he also said that she's been dealing with men from 40 plus of age. So she's dealing with men that's well off or whatnot. I think she's dealing with men that are already established and probably already have children and don't want anymore. That's why she's such a fun time. She's such a good time, because those type of men tend to want at that time.
But if you don't have to stress money, you can be a fun time. If you don't have, and here's where I have grace for Izzy. I think he's operating off a sense of lack of not having before in his childhood, with the religious part, but I also don't think they were well off.
Yeah. It didn't sound like it.
And she's the next generation of, as she said, her family has earned.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still operating of, I'm earning, and she's one generation in of earning.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him the grace of he's just not there yet with her. He's still got to save and do a whole bunch of stuff in his head.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying they make about the same. He said they're about the same income, but income does not mean
incomes and savings is two different things.
Right.
you know. And in his defense, especially with the religion and stuff, like I said, I grew up in it, so having an understanding of how some witnesses think. Some witnesses think certain jobs, which make so much money or whatever, is a problem and a hindrance to your learning of the said religion and stuff like that. Now you do have to find your balance. You do have to find your balance within it, and I think that's within anything that you do, especially religion. But a lot of witnesses, there are some that makes their money, and they do it respectfully and within the guidelines of it. But for a lot of them, they feel like if they do start climbing too high up the ladder on the financial thing, other areas will start lacking in their studies with Jehovah. And so, for them, they'll be like, oh, the meek ones, they'll go to that scripture, oh, the meek ones will prosper. And it's like, okay, but at the same time, God is like, we telling you how to eat. Like, oh, I'm giving you your ability to work in abundance as well. So you need to go work to get your food as well. And I give him this because a lot of them, especially in the older generation, just do not find that balance between the two. And it's not easy. It's not always easy or whatnot, but it's there. It is there. And you can pick professions that are good paying. Like if I was to be a surgeon or whatever, does not stop you from being a witness. You just have to find the balance in it at all. But a lot of them will make you feel like you cannot do these things.
I have to say to Izzy, be careful what you wish for. Because he said he wanted someone with family and he wanted to join their family and their traditions. And her tradition is luxury. And we're going to talk more about that with tomorrow's episode.
I like nice things. I cannot lie. Listen, you should have been asking more about how her family is set up before you decide you want to join just in people's family. See, Johnny was over here telling you how her family was set up, how they would take you in and all this, but that wasn't, you didn't want that. You as soon as she found out she wanted you didn't want it. So now you got this girl that you got to fight for. We're going to see how much you fight, brother. We're going to see how much you fight, okay? Well, I feel like you're going to give up in the first round, but, that's just me. You might last 3. So... I mean, it depends on how good you felt like she put it on you, and I'm at this point, I don't think it was too good because you is missing all the innuendos. It's just going over your head, left, right, and center, child.
Well, let's talk about the next couple who also had a shower scene.
Hot and steamy, baby. I was like, these camera productions is getting it in. Wow. Like, can y'all get out? I always feel bad too because they even talked about how they got interrupted. They like, can y'all put y'all mics on? We can't hear y'all heavy breathing in here. I said, don't interrupt our good time, child. We trying to get it in, but y'all gone. Leave us alone, please. Woo. Okay. These two, child. These two here. If rocks could talk.
In Spanish and English.
I don't know who's the mature one. I don't, because I say that because she will sit here and insult him just as much as he would insult her. And they both try to laugh it off, but I know you both is bothered by it. You both are very much bothered by it. And she is so bothered by his age and the look of it all. She's bothered by his look. She would like us to believe that she is not. But her first comment is, he is nothing like I imagine him to be. And his voice does not match the look of him. And I am trying to get through it. And it took me a little while. Then she got there and seen Izzy, and Izzy was the type of person that she would go after this, that, and the third. Then she told him, do not grow the hair out on your face, but you look young, and if you shave it off, you're gonna look 12. I'm like, first of all, sis, let him grow his hair out because we need to see. You might want to see what he looked like. It's like a man with a hat on. Let him take that hat off. You might want to see what he looks like before you start making these final decisions on his life and his face. You want to control too much of this boy, and that you still his mother. You're his second mother now. He's trying to get rid of the first. I don't know. I mean, she gonna force her way to make it work. But yeah.
Milton sent me when he said, I don't understand half of what you say. I just smile.
But you're beautiful.
And we'll get you a tutor.
And she agreed to it, but then backs in when he tries to correct her a little bit. So I'm just like,
now replay when they met and were sitting and he kissed her neck. That her face told me this ain't it. She dropped the mask. I was like, oh no, Lydia. Oh no.
She thinks when she forgets the camera's watching her. Because she did the same thing with Aaliyah. Remember when Aaliyah was telling her how Uche felt and all that stuff? She was, oh, really? That same moment, I seen that too, Elle, when he kissed her neck and she pulled back off of him. He tried to kiss her and she pulled back off of him. She's like, I like your ring, the ring you got me.
It's beautiful.
You're going to lie your way into this paperwork, this American paperwork, ain't you?
Well, she's Puerto Rican. She don't need American paperwork.
I'm saying she trying to lie her way into the American paperwork though of it all. I'm like, girl, you don't need a green card. You good.
He is so young, and you're asking someone to marry you that you don't know what finger the ring goes on. Basics, sir. Basics. At least study that. You study rocks. Study where the rock that you're giving her, which finger it goes on.
Like the rocks I get can go on any finger. They go on your hand. They go on your hand. Under the microscope.
Oh, I was thinking different kind of rocks.
I know that's a he like the rocks that I'm in. They go the rocks I do.
He didn't have a clue, and I was like, okay. And then when he was explaining the tie, it was explaining to my mother, my teacher, I forgot my homework. And what are his ideas on age? It's the shaving. And then he said, if I had aftershave, it would add a few years.
Girl, he made me laugh. I said, Milton is hilarious. What is he talking about? He was like, yeah. He was like, if I get a little bit more, I'll look 26, right?
Aftershave.
If his mustache was thicker, I was like, bro, if your mustache was thicker, you're going to look like Chester. No. Let it go.
It sounded like my 16-year-old with the first shave. Can I get some aftershave?
You barely got 2 hairs. Leave me alone. Get out of my face. Go pluck them out and move.
It's like, what is he terming masculine? And what is he terming it for age? And I'm like, Milton, sweetie, child. I know he's grown. He is 24. He is a man. But he is definitely still giving me 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, before people, I know the internet is going on about his friend. Full disclosure, his friend is my 16-year-old. That is exactly the dry, the way you speak very properly, but very dry. And I saw him and I saw my child. And I was like, everybody's going to talk about how awkward everybody's going to talk about the, young jokes and whatever. But I was like, I recognize that young man.
Yeah, the friend wasn't a problem either. It's like you guys are just like focus driven people. Like you have your little lane and you stay in your lane. You don't go outside of it, and that's fine. Now, I'm gonna ask you this, and I don't know if it's just me, but in that moment with the friend, while Milton was all up on her again, did it look like she was looking at the friend?
No, I think she was looking for where the camera was. She does that a lot.
Okay.
From and that's just my perspective. She does that a lot. From when she got the ring, she was looking. She does that. She looks to see where's the cameraman, so y'all could get a very good angle of this.
Okay. I was wondering if she was.
That's just me, though.
Friend. Yeah, I was like, are you checking out the friend? Like, damn, I should have went for this friend or whatever. Like, I was like, I don't know who she's looking at, but she giving somebody the eye, and
it could be, but I'm just basing it. She's been looking to the side a lot.
I'll take that.
Before the friend was there, but it could be, hey, we could all live, we all making all this good money. We could all live together. I could train you too.
Like, I ain't got no loyalty or ties to anybody up in here because none of y'all is Uche anyway. So,
but she is trying to dress this young man. Mm-hmm. She is trying to give away his stuff that she doesn't like. And she also is a scientist. And I know you don't touch the tools of their trade.
You don't touch that do not touch the microscope ever. Like, I don't care if you thought you was going to move it a half a centimeter to the left or the right. They know. Do not touch it. But it wasn't just that. It was just every single time there is some jab at him about something. I know he tries to jab back, but it was a jab at him about something, even to the microphone. Oh, we had this in undergrad and this, that, and the third. He's like, no, you didn't have this one. This one's even older. Little smart ass. Like, hey, hush, sis. You did not have this one. You had a better one. Leave me the fuck. Like, sis, leave me alone. You talked about my head being a peanut-shaped head, that I got little ears, I got big lips, I got a big nose, whatever.
I'm humongous. Humongous.
I'm trying to tell you, that boy gonna have him a nice little glow up, and she gonna be mad. She gonna be mad. He gonna mess around and be fine.
Milton showed Playa when they got to Mexico. And I was watching him, even when he looks at those kids he was talking about playing over there, that he says he don't want none because, hey, he ain't that far removed. But when he was sitting by the pool and stuff, his mask was slipping.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally saw the young man that could have left a girlfriend to go on the show. And I was like, Milton is playing the innocent 20-something a little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the next episode, 7, tomorrow we talk about, Milton shows me he's not as naive as he's playing for the camera.
Oh, no.
He is. I was like, Milton, I see you now. But Mexico, I saw him.
I don't even know if he's playing for the camera or more so Lydia, because she just has so much confidence that she's just so much older and so much mature than he is. And it's like, he told you, the friend told you. This man went to high school and graduated by his junior year with an associate's degree. That's 2 years after high school. So, ma'am, as much as you like to feel like you the smartest one in this relationship, he's peeping your game too, because you want to just keep throwing yourself at him. And he got you by telling you the truth, which is he thought you was easy. You thought it was a joke he was saying, but he really did, because he said it twice. He said it to confessional and he said it in your face. Basically, that, oh, once I built up these emotional things in the pod, oh yeah, once I see you, it's easy. It's a done deal. He's got what he wants. That's the funny thing about it. His player vibes came out because he got what he wanted. You didn't even make him work for it. You first told him that he was too young. He's not your type, this, that, and the third. Now he got you in the bed, in the bathtub. busting it down, Tatiana.
Milton, though, knows how to disarm her. And that's also where I picked up on his player vibes. Por favor, give her a kiss. If you give her a kiss and focus on the chemistry, she'll get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to do those puppy dog eyes and the por favor. At least he lets her speak Spanish around him. That shout out to you, Stacey.
I feel like he knows Spanish too.
I feel like he does. I feel he's a linguist, but he's not going to say it. You know, it's one of those, I know the language, but I'm going to keep it quiet so you could talk around me.
Because most of these type of people, the brainiac type people, they don't just stick with just one language. And we know that Japanese was probably one, but Spanish coming to America, you have to work with a lot of Hispanic, Spanish, Mexican speaking, you know, like Latino people. Why wouldn't you not learn it? Pick it up.
Right. And he seems like he did say, what if my job sends me to Argentina? And he said, well, you speak Spanish, so it'll be fine. So, you know, it's like, why would he pick something like that unless it's an option? But I did see Milton's play self, especially disarming her. And I'm sorry, I am not wearing matching clothing with my significant other. Sorry.
I don't mind being in unison with some of the color. We don't have to wear. The matching. Like, I've never been that. They try to dress me and my sister, and we like 6 years apart for a birthday. Like, bruh, let it. We're not twins. I didn't have a twin. Leave us lay it out. But you know, I don't mind the unison of some color. Like, you know, you wear all black. If I'm wearing all black, do you? Wear it because we match it or something like that. We don't have to totally clash, but wear what you want because I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm sorry. That's my thing. And sometimes we don't have to. We could be on stage looking like Marie and Jessica. Okay. Now, and that's it. And we might want to dress alike because we're supposed to present as a couple. But that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later on Kojo's channel. However, I'm with you, Elle. I'm not that type, but there are people that are out there that like, they wouldn't have mind doing it with her. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't mind her dressing them or whatnot. But we going to the beach to get in some water, do whatever. Do you?
Right. It didn't seem like the setting. I guess she's playing for the camera because I would more tell my spouse kind of the gist of what to wear if we're going someplace and he has no idea what it is about. We're going here. It's semi-formal. And it'll be like, especially if it's for work, I'll be like, we have to make a certain impression, but we're going to the beach and the pool. This is what, day 2? And you're already trying to dress me exactly the way you want. No, we're not matching. No, not happening.
You wearing all black, sis. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You trying to have your cheeks out in front of Izzy anyway, so you'll be fine. Like, come on. Like, shoot. Now, if you bought us matching bathing suits or something like that, then maybe he can do it. But sis, just go.
So when he said typically the man is a couple years older than the woman, again, Milton, where is this coming from?
And you know, when he said that, I thought about it. I was like, old school days, yes, but I do know a lot of women in my circle that are older than their husband or whatnot. And I also, you know, I've also been a junior cougar out here in these streets, and I have never, but see, the mentality of the man that I've messed with, you would have never thought he was younger than me. Just the way he presents himself and everything about it. And so it would be the scenarios where Janelle and Q likes to tell us that they never talk about it. Or it doesn't bother them or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I've had those scenarios, but in my head, I still thought about it. I'm not going to even hold you. I still thought about, I'm older than you. And you're going to want some things that I already have. And I don't want those things right now. So there's still a lot that we need to talk about, and that brings us back to what are y'all talking about in the pod? You was not for this man for some reasons, and you should have left it alone. He's not thinking about children, so it's not on him to sit here and say, hey, do you want kids, this, that, and the third, and yeah, because he is still a child, so to speak. However, for you as the woman who don't want to date younger men, you should have been asking him, how do you feel about children? How soon do you feel like you want to have children? And made a proper decision off of that, instead of just getting the fact that Izzy has turned you down and Milton is your only last option at this point. And let me just go for this option, not knowing that he don't want children, and at least until he's 34, which is 10 years from now, would put you at 41. You're pushing already geriatric pregnancy. Unfortunately for us, it's at 35. So yes, you're still young. However, your eggs are not. As a geologist, as a very smart, intelligent woman, as you present yourself to be, this is some of the stuff that you should have been talking about with this young man in the pod, making him serious. Hey, if you really want to marry me, this is what these things need to be in place. Like, we need to have these talks on children and all this stuff, because my window is closing. So how soon do you want them? Instead of finding out at the beach, oh, look at those things. Ew, who would ever have those? That's what he was saying. That's what I translated in my head. He was like, ew, kids, out, ew, ew, get away. Like,
I will say, Milton, I appreciate the classic that you have, the actual magazines. That's a classic. Nobody buys magazines anymore. Nobody does.
not when you got Instagram, OnlyFans. But yes, he's a classic.
He is a, and again, I keep on saying Milton's drink is an old man's drink.
Mm-hmm.
Some of Milton's shoes is old man shoes. He has these tendencies, and I wonder if he's trying to be grown. He's trying to be mature, but he had his drink selections before this happened. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he had his way, but I'm wondering if he's trying to be older than he is.
Is he trying, or did he have to? Because we
I
still
don't
need to
know.
figure out that family dynamic of it all. Is the dad still present? Has he been present? Has he had to fill those shoes? Has he had to step up a lot sooner? What promoted him to hurry up and get an associate's degree while in high school? We talked about it last week. If you guys have not seen it, please go watch those reviews of episodes 1 and 2. Me and El Cid covered of last week. They're on the channel. But we talked about him coming from Japan and the educational level being a tad bit different, and in some cases a tad bit higher than parts of the US. I mean, that could play into it, but we need to know what other factors made him make all of these decisions on being wiser than his years, so to speak.
Now, Milton, I need to know why the stack of ones are out on the magazine. Are you inviting folks to the house, so you need to have it prepared, out and ready? Because if it was for the club, it could be in the drawer. But it sounded like I need these ones ready for when somebody comes over for a private lesson or private dancing. I may be wrong. I am not a bachelor. But it just screamed really weird to me that you had the stack of ones hot and ready.
Well, if he could pull out the pole out the room, we'll know why. He pulled the pole out the closet, and then he went home and put his pole away. Shoot.
The roommate put the pole in his room.
Real quick, like, I got you, bro. Because don't be fooled by the little nerdy aspects of it all. Them men's be getting down, and this man knows about his money. He's an engineer who is collecting not just Pokemons, but collectible items such as the old school Playboy magazines that he has and whatnot. Because magazines itself is going obsolete and becoming extinct. And so for you to have the hard copies eventually, and if you got them preserved, they're gonna be like comic book stuff. And I'm pretty sure he might have some of those too.
Especially since Hugh Hefner passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking something and I just lost it. It's along this line of the magazines and so forth.
Well, you thinking about collectors and the value of a lot of these things?
No.
Well, I'll see if it come back. But yeah, I don't know. This couple here, it's still like not a lot to say about them, because I know as much as Milton wants to try to believe there's something there, I just don't. I don't see it. Lydia will force it. She'll force it down all our throats, to be honest. She'll make us all try to believe that this is what she really wants, because she just gives me, I want to be married to somebody so bad that it kind of doesn't matter who it is. I'm curious to see as we go forward, when his family gets involved, how much of a voice that they have on his life, pushing it one way or the other.
Well, I hope not too much, because right now we only have 2 weddings.
I'm at 1.5.
That's why they're stretching out this meet and greet for multiple episodes, because we don't have that many couples to film.
Chad, we only got 10 this season, and that's the shortest. That's the shortest. We only got 10 right now that we know of, but we'll see if they surprise us with some extra. I'm just trying to figure out. I know there's some other couples that came out of there, and I'm like, did they not make it past the meeting of each other originally? Why we're not talking about these other couples, or was this triangulation of it all just too spicy with these ones that we want to stick with them or whatnot? But
yeah, because Miriam's dude was still there when Uche came back. He was still sitting there. I'd like to know what happened with them.
Yeah. I would like to know what that too. And then we've known in past seasons that a couple of couples have went on without their stuff being filmed. I'm not sure how long they made it, but a lot of them have left there with somebody. So I'm just curious. Why are we here? We down to 2 couples, 1 in a possible. Possibly 2 possibles, child. We don't even know at this point right now. This is just shaky. We at least before we had some definites, child. The reality love season is getting out of control. Here, Dallas is a whole ish show, and now here we are with Love Is Blind.
What's going on in Texas? What's going on in Texas?
What is going on in Texas, baby? You know what? I knew Texas was raw when I lived there, and they was just like they want to be their own independent lone star. I knew it was a problem then, and should have known. I didn't think it was that bad though, because some nice things come out of Texas. Beyonce just now generated more wealth to the economic status by her thing. I'm trying to figure out how that works, because I'm like, give me my 500 back then. I love the show, but give me my money back, though.
Money, time, reclaiming my time.
Like,
Texas.
Because the mic was messed up on Kendrick. God dang it. I'm still pissed.
Texas is not giving me much in any realm. And I'm like, but people insist on moving to Houston, Dallas, and so forth. I have to say I have family in Dallas. They insist on going there, and I'm like, why?
Now, Houston was a whole vibe while I was there, and it's good to party at. I don't know about living. It was good to party for the time I was down there. It was nice for the turnaround. But being that I met some of the men, and unfortunately, the one I met was from New Orleans, so it's not even helping my damn house right now. Okay, but he was in Houston, and I feel like that man had a whole situation going on. So like,
woo, is Houston becoming the next Atlanta?
Yeah, I think it is. I deep down think it is. And baby, at this point, Atlanta is even better. When it comes down to a lot of stuff, I feel like Atlanta is better on the scale of the dating, at least. You might actually find your husband. Now, he might be on a down low, but
Well, now I did find a husband in Atlanta. Well,
Okay, yeah.
outside of Atlanta, wasn't it in Atlanta? Was deep in the country.
The pickings be slow and low in Atlanta, but if you find you one, if you do find you one, he will be there. Like he will be there. He will show up for you. Okay, I love me a good Atlanta man.
Ladies, look outside the perimeter. Look in the country towns. They will come to the city.
Look,
Do
in the
not.
words of Seaway, we're gonna have to channel Seaway right now. Divest.
No, you don't need to divest. I did not. That is your preference. That is your preference.
I'm just gonna put a Seaway out here in the atmosphere. Shout out to my girl.
But you can look outside of Atlanta. There are other towns outside of Atlanta.
What you said? Go ahead and go down to what's my people? Where they from? Savannah. Get you one from Savannah.
I didn't go that far, but it was close. It was close.
Go to Alabama. Go all the way to Alabama. Go outside of Atlanta all the way to Alabama.
We ain't crossing state lines now. We ain't doing no interstate dating. But that'll be better than foreign, and having to deal with that paperwork. But no, go outside the perimeter. People do live outside of 285.
Look, stay safe, sis.
I'm heading down the street for my party. There's a party 3 houses down from me. That's where I'm heading after this. But there's life, and there are very good, suburban country men who do want marriage and all that. Your lifestyle may be a little different, but they're not going to encroach. Not going to tell you can't go into Atlanta for girls' night and all that.
They're going to tell you can't wear the makeups?
No.
Okay.
No, just look outside. Just look outside the perimeter. And it may be that the men inside closer to Atlanta got too many flavors to choose from, Baskin Robbins, that they want to try them all.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the gentlemen outside don't have that much. No, Trey. Further than Lithonia. Further. Trey.
Idlewild. You got to go to Idlewild. Got to go whole another state. No whole other state.
At least an hour and a half outside of Atlanta.
If you can find Steakonia, you might find your man.
At least an hour and a half, almost to the border of South Carolina, but still within Georgia.
You gotta hit slightly towards Memphis. Be in the Bell Collectors.
Get outside the city. Outside. Woo, Lord. I can attest to what the ladies were going through, but
Oh, don't tell her she really looked better in her makeup. That's what the problem. Leave Taylor alone. She already made her good decision. She done moved on so she can wear as much makeup as she want. Okay, she good now. She good. But yeah. Ooh. All I know is Texas is not representing for our good brother Tommy. Okay, he gonna have to stop. He gonna claim a whole nother state in a minute. So y'all not representing very well right now.
Where are they going next? Where are they going next?
I feel like they still got one more season if they gonna keep it. They got one more season in Dallas, so we'll see what the second season do. Hopefully it brings something better.
Ain't nobody heading to New York.
Not right now, child. New York halfway underwater right now. We can't. We ain't gonna find. You gonna get you an Aquaman, a Namor. If you want you a Namor was fine though. Namor was fine in that movie now.
He was. He is.
It is. That man's that's a fine man right there. Okay, you might get something. He looked like he might have been loyal. He was loyal to his people. So get us a little Namor in New York. Okay. Shoot, I don't know. I don't know where it's fine.
I ain't telling you what town, Trey, but you're getting warm.
Trey, you ain't even looking for the man. You get out of there.
I don't know why he's saying he ain't looking for what I said I was looking for.
Yeah, Augusta, Georgia. Shoot. I don't know. Go to South Carolina. It's not far. It's not far, but it's far enough. South Carolina, you can find you something.
All I will say, like he was saying, Macon, let's just say people don't understand the net worth of people out in Macon, Georgia. Don't think Macon is still a hick town. The net worth of people who live in Macon, Georgia, is
It's
very high as well.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you say you're gonna help the sisters out. Okay, I feel you, Trey. You trying to do your public service duty to us. Okay, I hear you, baby. We'll let you continue to help us. Name them out so they can find a man.
He raising that church finger to say, I'm gonna help you find a seat.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't know if they in Atlanta either, but
I wouldn't know.
You got to wibble through all that traffic to find them. Okay, it's a lot of different types of traffic there. It's all kind of traffic there. You just gotta. If you can go through all the traffic, you might find them. But listen, Corey Black is out there in Atlanta, and he, if you're willing to give 5 years of your time, he got you. He a good man. He's loyal and stuff, but it's gonna take you 5 years. If you can hang in there for 5 years,
and he'll buy the house without your input.
Yeah, he get you the ring and everything. You'll have a good one. You just gotta hold tight. You gotta be patient. Sometimes a good man is patience. Okay, you gotta.
Like Uche say, you gotta stay one more. You gotta thug it out.
Yeah, you walk with him. You know what I'm saying? He got you. There's some good ones out there. I'm just saying. Y'all mad at Corey this 5 years, but he got a plan. He a man with a plan though.
Vision.
You got vision. So you could either have a Phil, you can have a Corey. What you want?
At least he told you it's 5 years.
Yeah. He put it out there. He put it out there like Marvin, so you know what you're getting into and stuff.
I don't waste more than 5 years. Or that was my plan.
With good behavior, you might get your time sentence shortened. You never know. You never know. Time waits for no man, so he might shorten that plan down for you. You know what I'm saying? So
you may be on the accelerated plan.
Right.
Like Milton, you may graduate before you intended to.
Hello. Just keep your aftershave ready. So
and no kids. Don't talk any kids. Don't talk kids.
I won't be surprised if Corey. I miss my Corey. We ain't seen him in a minute. He be posting, but he ain't been in these comments in a while. So hopefully he pop up in the 5 year and be down to 3.5. You never know. You never know.
Hey, somebody may be on the plan already. We don't know.
That's probably why he missing. Okay, we don't know. So see, now y'all done missed your opportunity to start. Y'all should have started that 5 year plan when he first told y'all about it. So you'd be 2 years in already. 3 more to go.
But you don't hear me though.
See, Trey, we trying to help him out too. They ain't listening to us. They ain't listening to us, Trey.
Because we've had folks disappear and pop up married.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't want y'all king. Y'all don't want y'all king. But we'll figure it out. So we done got through these couples. Episode 7 is tomorrow. We're gonna do 7 tomorrow, okay? And then we gonna wait. We gonna wait to see what the last 3 bring us. Okay. I mean, it's giving us a lot for only 2 couples. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. We started off with a potential 4, and then we got down to 3 in Mexico. Then Mexico, before we left Mexico, we were down to 2. Hopefully we can make it to the altar with the 2. I mean, it looked like 2 of them is at least going to the altar from the previews that we seen, but we're not gonna see. We don't know how many of them are gonna say yes. So,
well, there's a new couple, so hopefully we could add them like we did Bliss and Zachary.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see.
And we'll discuss that new couple tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. The new. Woo, child. It only gets worse and worse. Oh Lord, how we get here? How did we get here? And
From
not
the
in the Deborah
airport.
Fox way. They want to get married in a year. Trey, you better start now. So they by the time they want to get married in a year, y'all 3 years in.
Trey, I will say, I have the flip side too. My husband and I dated, and we married after a year and a half together. So she may be on that accelerated plan.
She on Janelle's accelerated plan right now. Shoot, she ain't playing. And Trey says she younger, so I don't even know. I don't know what the rush for.
But yeah, she's pushing Trey's plan. But my husband had a plan after a year, proposal, and 6 months after that married. So I followed his plan.
That was the same plan my husband.
Not the plan I wanted to. I was, like Unique. I was going through my phase. I am divorced. What is the water like? Here he come with a plan like, dang, okay.
Like, this a real plan? You wrote it up and everything. You put in a little folder, huh? This is nice. Oh, I'm in the plan. Oh, I didn't read those pages.
Oh, new paper, cardstock. Wait a minute.
Oh, this is fresh ink. My name is on here already. How we get this? Ooh, it's pressure.
How did we get here? How did we get here? It's like,
but look at us now. Look at us now, thriving and stuff, ready to buy some new properties and things. Look at us.
Jesus, I know. Meanwhile, he at the gym playing basketball, and I'm heading to a party down the block for one of our neighbors.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
He knows the neighbors. He don't want to go to the party, so okay.
See, look, Trey, it could work out in your favor. You know what I'm saying? You got 1 year to go. You 6 months in, you got 1 year to go.
Every Christmas, you're looking for that box in the tree, or every Valentine's Day, it'll get a little salty every time you don't get that
people
ring.
Got questions, Trey. People got questions.
Yeah, you're a queen, but sometimes you gotta make sure that this queen is ready to rule in your kingdom.
Hello.
So yes, you do know you're a queen. This is your queen, and you hope. Because I tell you one thing I did not like with JP and Taylor. They didn't even acknowledge the violinist that was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
No thank you before he stepped out. They just walked in like, oh, that's nice. Thank you. No, thank you, sir. Yeah. So let's just say that Trey is sticking to his plan. The application is in process. And if she is to be, it will be.
And in some cases, you got it's not all the way good because we see what happened later on. But you have the Jay-Z and Beyonce because the Jay told you that when he wanted to get married, she wasn't ready. And of course, he had to let her have her time. So it all depends, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes he may have you in the plans. He just got to let you have your time to see yourself in his plan. Figure out how you can make his plan your plan when you got your own plan. And be like, no, that's not my plan right now. I got things.
Moral of the story is everybody need a plan.
Hello.
And you just got to make sure when y'all talking about plans that you speak up.
You speak the heck up.
That's for you, JP. Speak up.
Child. All of y'all. Shit. All of y'all. It was a lot of not talking about what we need to be talking about because Stacey, you clearly had a plan. You wanted somebody to invest in them plans, so you need to let them know what they invested in, mama.
Like, he doesn't need to know he need private jet money, but at least ask, well, how do you travel, business class or first? Because economy is not an option.
You know, have you one of them Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco sit downs? Do you do private or you do Spirit? I just need to know, what we doing. Do I need to save a little extra for my own flight? Upgrade myself? Let me upgrade me.
Now, Trey, yes, that is true. You do need a proper manager and observation, but don't forget that sometimes some folks need lessons. So even though you have a plan, please make sure there is a lesson plan, because folks come to us with the trainings they were provided by their own families. That is nothing like ours.
Yeah, there's sometimes you got to give a little on-the-job training,
Remedial class.
Have you a 90-day window period. You might have to reconvene and take some additional updated training courses. It's a lot. It's not easy, baby. It's not easy.
No, it's not. Even after the ring and after the paperwork, it ain't easy. It's enjoyable, but it ain't always easy.
It's not easy. But hey, anyways, we're going to let y'all go, good people, because we're going to take a little break before we get over there to Kojo's channel. So y'all meet us over there. He say he going to start at 5. We shall see.
5-year time.
5 my time. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I'm not on all y'all time. So 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central. We'll be back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Talk about episode 7 and its chaos. Oh, you want to give us the closing remarks, Elle, before we get up out of here?
Closing remarks for these couples. 1, speak up. Don't overthink. Make sure you're having important conversations in the pods and continue them in person. Mm-hmm. And just give a little grace. You're meeting someone, it's, sensory overload now with visual. Give a little grace. The person is having the same anxieties you are, and then talk about it. You're all going through the same experience, but differently because you're different people. So just tread lightly and clean out the lost and found drawer.
Why is it found in your house? That's the question. You might have got lost, but why is it found in your house? Anyways, thank you all for being with us through this 2-hour and plus change live of episodes 5 and 6 of Love is Blind, season 5. If you are new here, again, please do us a favor, like the channel, subscribe, tell a friend that tells a friend that likes to tell friends that talk too daggone much so they can tell some more friends to come on over to this channel, because we have a good time over here while we talk about life in general in a well-rounded manner, okay? If you're watching this on the playback, please leave us a comment. Let us know how you liked it, didn't like it. We'll go back and forth with you. I don't care. I'll be having time. I like the discourse. Y'all learn to love me one day. Hell. So come on in. Shoot, get to know us. We family. We gonna love each other one day and hate each other the next. It's all good. It's all good. That's how family do. All right. But thank you guys all for being with us again on this. I ain't got nothing to leave y'all with, so I don't even know what to do for y'all. Y'all just figure it out, But I don't know. We'll just say this for these couples today. Okay, that's what.
So can you hear? And do you listen? So can you hear?